Stuck working at a desk all day long. By the end of the day, do you have like a lot of deep pain in your shoulder blade or trouble turning your head? This video is for you. What's up, everybody? Dr. Maggio here, creator of the Peak Method and founder of the Soft Tissue Revolution. And we're on a mission to make chronic injuries obsolete by helping people that are injured and in pain get properly educated and informed on their injuries and access to quality hands-on soft tissue treatment so they can avoid bigger problems on the road, like pain pills, injections, and surgeries, which only make things worse. We're back at it for my favorite segment, Ask the Doc. So this week got a great question from Rachel on LinkedIn. I'm 36 years old and I work on a computer all day. By the end of the day, I feel this deep ache in my shoulder blade and realize on my drive home, I have a hard time turning my head to check my blind spot. I get massages every 2 weeks and it helps for a few days, but as soon as I'm back to work, it comes right back. I know at 36, not being able to turn my head isn't normal, but it seems like the pain at the end of the day is getting worse. Any help or advice would be greatly appreciated. Okay, so let's dive into this question a little deeper. I'm gonna use the whiteboard. All right, so let's get right into this. So these are really common, especially, she's starting to see at the end of the day, it's really hard to turn her head. Some things that build up over time are scar tissue. I talk about scar tissue all the time. It's like glue that gets inside the muscle, makes it really hard for that muscle to be able to stretch and contract how it's supposed to. And what's happening here is a few things. So over time, this scar tissue develops. So a lot of people will say to me, hey, Dr. Maggio, I haven't had any injury, so how in the hell did I get scar tissue? So you can actually get scar tissue from bad postures, from sitting too long, from stress, poor diet, and everything like that. So what happens is when we're stuck at a computer looking down all day, first off, we're just not meant to be sitting and looking down at a computer. It just wrecks our spine, especially in our neck and our mid-back. What happens is a lot of these muscles deep in the neck, they're just constantly on and they're getting stretched and pulled. Think if you walked around, I talk about this all the time, think if you walked around and flexed your bicep all day long, by the end of the day, that bicep would be really tired. So what happens is that area doesn't get enough blood flow, doesn't get enough oxygen, and puts more pressure on the joints in the disc and the neck. So what I drew here was you have your neck bones, basically you have your vertebrae in the neck and they're stacked up in between. And in between is this thing called a disc. And the disc is a really good shock absorber. It can handle force coming like straight down. But when that scar tissue builds up from crappy posture, lack of exercise, poor diet, inflammation, everything going on, now what happens is it actually puts pressure down like this. So what happens is when that pressure comes down, this disc, if we cut it in half, it starts to slide and grind on itself. And if we cut this disc in half, what it looks like is it's got this little toothpaste in the middle and it's surrounded by these rings. So over time, what happens is it goes like this, and the disc is not designed to do that. So what actually gives a little bit of a tearing in those ligaments, and this little toothpaste comes out. When that toothpaste comes out, it actually can irritate the nerves in the neck, and it can cause bigger problems. And this is why the shoulder blade pain is happening. So to really explain the deep ache in the shoulder blade, there's these things called sclerotome patterns. I've talked about this in other videos, but basically what happens is when you have one of those disc issues that we talked about, it puts more pressure on that area. And when it gets bad, it actually does what's called radiation and gives you pain down into the shoulder blade. You can have it higher up, you can have it in through there. When this happens, that's when you feel that like you can't turn your head. It just feels dull, achy inside that shoulder blade as well. And it's really putting a lot of pressure on that disc. So let's head back to the whiteboard. So the problem that you're running into is you're not getting the scar tissue addressed. So massage, what it does is it kind of helps a little bit, but it's not really getting to the deep-rooted problem of that. Think of your discs as like your thumb, and they're stuck inside a car door. The car door is all that scar tissue, and you can't give that thumb or disc a chance to heal up till you remove that scar tissue. So in order to break down scar tissue, you actually need two components. You need what's called depth, and then you need tension. And what happens with a lot of massage is it's very depth-like. So they go in, you get a deep tissue massage, it feels good for a few days, but the problem is they didn't get any tension on that. In order to break that scar tissue down, you need precise depth and precise tension. And that's what the practitioners are that are trained in my method called the Peak Method. They're the best practitioners in the world at getting in there finding and fixing scar tissue. So what they're able to do is get in there very precise and very focused with their hands in the use of an instrument, and they're actually able to get rid of all that scar tissue. As we do that, those muscles get healthier, they get stronger, and they get more flexible. And what it does is it decompresses the disc. So a lot of people that are having problems with shoulder blade problems, it's not actually the shoulder blade itself, it's actually coming from something higher up. And getting to a practitioner trained in the peak method will really help you be able to figure out where that problem is, because if you don't know what a problem is in the first place, you can't fix it. And that's what's happening with the majority of treatments. Physical therapy, chiropractic, massage, they're very symptom focused instead of actual functional focused. The symptom tells us there's a problem, but we have to find out why it's not functioning correctly. And access to them is listed in the profile. You can find them anywhere. Send us a message. We're always here to help. If you like this video, give it a like, a comment, or share. If you know someone else that it can help, share it with them as well. If you have anything else specifically you want us to cover, send us a message. We're always here to help, and we love doing these videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.